Hello YouTube, welcome back to EDT, Eau de Treasure. This is episode 26. In the last one, episode 25, I unpacked a vintage Dior homme with the silver stem. And in this one, I'm going to unpack something from Chanel. And I don't do a lot of Chanel. I don't find and buy a lot of Chanel stuff because, to be honest, they don't make too many. I don't know of that many discontinued fragrances that are rare and hard to find. In the comments, tell me if there's anything from Chanel that you know about that's from the 80s or 90s that's now discontinued. And I can't think of anything. So they don't come out with too many flankers that they discontinue. They just keep them going. So a lot of these other brands like Paco Rabanne or what's another one? I can't think of any of the names, but Paco Rabanne is an example of one that maybe azzaro. They keep coming out with all these flankers and then they discontinue them shortly thereafter. And Chanel doesn't really do that. So let's see what is in here. You know by the title, you know by the thumbnail what is in this box. And it is one of another just cherished men's fragrances that Chanel makes. So let's see what this is. Here's a nice little note, handwritten note from the seller. And thank you very much for buying this. And I hope we can do business again in the future. Very nice. And here it is. All right. Nicely packed in newspaper. And this nice little bag here, I can reuse this again when I sell something great. All right. This is it. Egoiste. Chanel's Egoiste, the original one, not platinum Egoiste, just the original Egoiste. I hear so many guys say that this is their all-time favorite fragrance. This is, how can I describe this fragrance? I think it's got a little bit of vanilla in there. It's got some dark notes to it. It's very different than the typical manly fragrance from the 80s. This came out in the early 90s, and I looked on the website, Raiders of the Lost Scent, and I think I have a link of that. I'll put a link to that down in the description. I read all about this. They have an article on that blog just about Chanel Egoiste, and I read up on it. There's not, obviously it's still produced and sold today, and I read a lot of the comments on Fragrantica. They're complaining that since there's been a lot of reformulations of this, and the modern one is not like, it just doesn't perform like the old one. So I had my eye open. In Japan, these are a dime a dozen. Japan has a lot of this Chanel stuff. So I just looked on the first day, I went looking for it and I found this. This is a first edition bottle of Egoiste. How can you tell? Because it just says Egoiste. That's it. The later ones say eau de toilette or pour homme underneath. But this one is just Egoiste. So when you see this Egoiste with nothing else there, then you know that's one of the first 4 years. Came out in 91, so from 91 to 94, the bottles looked like this. This is the 75 ml splash bottle. There's a spray bottle too, but I just bought this one because it was just sitting there for an affordable price. And this is brand new, never been opened, sealed. The first one. Let's look at this. The bottom. Bottom has this EMB thing. This is just the product number. This isn't a batch code. So I was curious to see if there's a batch code on it. And yes, there is. You can see it etched into the box right here. Now this is exciting. I'm going to look it up and see what year this came out. 4110. So let's see when this came out. 4110. Let me look this up right here. I got the database open. All right, so it says August 2019, and that's impossible. This is not from 2019. So if you go back, it's not from, we know it's not from 2009, and it's not from 1999. So is this from 89? It can't be. I thought the first year was 91. Let's go double check this and make sure. All right, Chanel Egoiste, I'm checking Fragrantica. So the first year was 1990. Is there a chance that this is a batch code from 1989? I would find that hard to believe. If this is the first year, if this is 1990, what a treasure this is, just for the sake of having the first year. But it's the same box, it's the same formula for the first 3 years, 94. After 94, there are just some changes on it, but you know what? There's one clue. I can look at this carefully. It does have a barcode, and I think the barcode started in 91, if I'm not mistaken. I have to check. So those are some clues. It does have the barcode, but it does not have the green dot, that little yin-yang thing. It does not have that. So I'm going to look this over a little bit more on that Raiders of the Lost Scent article. And I'm going to check eBay for some recent sales. What's this thing worth? I'm guessing this is worth $100, because they are actually pretty common. Chanel, everybody buys Chanel. Chanel makes 1 million of their products, just like Dior. And it's not discontinued. This is just a vintage batch, and I know that a lot of guys would love to get their hands on this. So I'll look this one up a little bit closer, and those are the clues I'm going to have to see, is just that the fact that it has a barcode here, but it doesn't have the green dot on it. So we can pin a year to the green dot, and I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was 91 or 92. But maybe this was 91 or 92. So this is among the first, it's got to be a 90, 91. I don't think this is a 92. I don't know. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. So the good news is I found this beautiful treasure. Chanel Egoiste, the original. The bad news is I'm not going to open this now. I'm not going to open this. This is going to remain sealed, because I'd rather just buy an open one and try it out than open up this one. I have Platinum Egoiste. I love that one. That one really is a barbershop fragrance that's totally different from this one. It's a flanker that smells nothing like this. The Platinum Egoiste is such a good name because it has like a metallic scent to it. It really smells like razors and scissors and something that you might smell in a barbershop. This one is just ambery and vanilla and dark. And when I wear it, when I've worn it in the past, it doesn't get me a lot of compliments. Women really don't like it, but this is something that I consider an FU fragrance. You wear this, it's like an FU to everybody. You don't care what they think. It's something that you love. You might piss off some people, but who cares about them? This is for you. All right, I'd like to get my hands on a spray bottle. If I find one cheap and it's an original, I'll buy it, then I'll smell it. I guess that's it. That's all I have for this one. I'm glad that I'm adding this to my collection. An original Chanel Egoiste here on EDT, a true treasure, if there ever was one. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like my content. Subscribe to my channel if you want to watch this journey of mine, this hobby of collecting these rare vintage fragrances, and share my videos if you think anybody would appreciate this. Leave me a comment if you have any information about this, or if you want to make a request, if you want me to look for some stuff. I live in Japan and I have a great opportunity to find some of this. Forgive me, I'm losing my voice. I still have 2 more videos to go. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Oh, I can't talk anymore. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. See you in the next video.